this also came with me from Italy, and it is a digital caliper. It's a commercially available digital caliper, but this is different because the box I'm holding it from has been added by a small Italian startup company that specializes in precision fruit growth management, and they produced this addition which plugs into the data inlet of the caliper. So the caliper is designed to have an addition like this. Growers, particularly the most innovative growers, are already using some of these and or maybe thinking on how to find one and how to use these things, because this is where precision fruit growing is added. The adoption of tools like this will help the growers improve the performance of the orchard. The reason the startup company developed this was because their business model found a bottleneck in the amount of time and commitment the grower had to put into taking the readings with the regular caliper that didn't have any memory on board. So they went and did this. And now a grower visiting the insect pest traps, for example, while he's doing that, can carry this in his pocket and measure away a certain number of fruits without committing so much of his time or her time to make it a difficult proposition. If they can't commit that amount of time, then they are entering the new wave of precision fruit growing. So the more innovative growers have been measuring fruit during the summer for quite some time, some of them for decades. The traditional approach is they would have had reference databases upon which they would compare the reading they're taking at that particular time during the season. The next generation of precision fruit growing does away with the need of creating a reference database, which would be important in the case of pear varieties like these that are just entering the market, and there haven't been 10 days of growing extensively for them to be able to generate a sufficiently strong reference database. So there are other solutions to having on how you can judge the goodness of the data that you're collecting. Statistical solutions. Some of these solutions rely on a higher number of fruits monitored. So a grower typically would monitor 10 fruit in an orchard. With but modern algorithms, you can monitor 200 fruit in an orchard and you don't need a reference database. But 200 is a big number of fruit to measure. It might take you a long time traditionally. When you try out one of these devices and you get a feel for how fast you can go, it really comes down to just 20-25 minutes per orchard. The payback from that effort is to be able to know in real time the progress of your crop. So you would be able to see if it is trending towards the average fruit size and the classes distribution, the distribution in size classes that you would like to have, or if it's trending higher than that, which it will be good for fruit quality, but maybe you're giving up some yield on that, or lower than that, which is when the real bad news start to arrive. So if you can tell which slope you're on, trending correctly or below, in case you're below during the summer, there's still time to take corrective action. And so this is the focus of the modern wave of precision fruit growing, trying to come up with solutions that are adoptable by a grower, that provide real-time information that can help him change the management techniques and keep tracking progress. So from my experience in fruit growing like this in the last 15 years with commercial orchards in Italy and a bit of Spain, France, and somewhere in South America, I can say that there are two things that are most important in the day-to-day management of crop progress while the summer is on. One would be irrigation. It needs to be spot on, and this approach will allow you to figure if it is where it should be. Don't be afraid, there may be negative consequences of over-irrigating, not just under-irrigation. And the other thing that this approach is very good is gauging crop load on your trees. Because in case you're trending lower, a smaller decrease may be dealt with by changing irrigation, normally increasing it a bit. But a larger differential will not be overcome by adding unlimited amounts of water. It points directly to the crop load that's on the tree. The good news is, even in the middle of the summer, like in January or early February on pears and apples, you could go out and remove fruit, and the remaining fruit on the tree will quickly show an improvement in their performance. So there is a lot of time for the grower to improve the process during the summer, which is something most growers aren't yet used to think. Nutrition was correct, pruning was correct, everything else is set on track, it should end up well in the end. Well, we're trying to see in real time if that's really what's going to happen, because if it's not, we can help improve the management and bring the boat back to where it should be. Now, you would think that this is just a digital caliper now, maybe with the memory added onto it, because this is what the box also does. It's a built-in memory, and it can record data whenever I push the orange button here. So how would a grower be using this tool? Suppose you have, like it is in this orchard, more than one variety, and you would like to know the progress of the fruit during the growing season. So a tool like this will allow you to come from one end of the orchard, and as you move over measuring fruit, you can, for example, record a new set of data for each new variety that you're coming along. So along one row here, because it's very long, there's actually 3 different varieties. So I have had one measuring session for the first and one for the second. I want to start a new measurement session here, and all I have to do is bring it out and push it. These 3 loud beeps alert me that a new session has been created. So now I can start measuring, and I can do that. I want to show you, just go for the widest diameter and you push the button. And as I continue to measure, I may lose track of what I'm doing because I'm trying to go very fast. I've already measured that, so I'll go to another one. The double beep you just heard is to help me stay on track. I can program the number of readings that I want to take before a double beep is emitted. So this is set to 9 for my trial. I want to measure only 9 fruit per vertical, and that's what it did. It told me I didn't have to count. It just told me you've gone 9 times, move on. So it's another capacity that changes this from a digital caliper to something that's a completely new piece of equipment. It has a USB port, and it can be downloaded later to a computer. Another feature built into this is a Radiofrequency ID tag writer and reader. What this does is, Radiofrequency tags are the equivalent of a barcode of sorts, if you would. It's an electronic version of a barcode, the same as we find in everything that we buy in stores and anywhere. So this system comes with a passive device, which is the tag, and an active device, which is this one, which can write the tag and then read the tag. The tag is passive, has no need for power, battery, or anything. And so once the tag will have been written by this, when it's in the office connected to the computer, that tag can be attached to the first post in the section of the row. Then all I have to do is present the caliper to the tag like so, and the active reader will ask the passive device, who are you, basically? And that the answer to that will be, this is the variety, this is the rootstock, the spacing, the age, the training system, all the relevant information that will be stored in a database for an intelligent management system.